Professional Darts Corporation, for your entertainment, proudly present the grand final of the Bet Victor World Matchplay. Coming to you live here on Sky Sports HD. It's time to meet the boys from Stoke-on-Trent. Firstly, would you please welcome the newly crowned European champion, back-to-back, two-time champion of the world, time to meet the legend. He is the reigning and defending World Matchplay champion and the record-breaking, history-making, 16 times the champion of the world. It's Phil, the power.
One of the best atmospheres we've had at the Matchplay, Wayne.
There's always something special about a Matchplay final. The Phil Taylor music kind of gets the crowd going as well. They know they're in for a great night of entertainment. As I said earlier, it's all about Adrian Lewis. If he can go out there and play his A game, he's either going to win it or give Phil a hell of a fright.
Phil's record here is simply phenomenal, though, isn't it?
It is incredible, his record in every tournament, to be quite honest. And he's a tough cookie to beat, especially in a final. I mean, the averages, if you go by the stats, then Phil's consistency should see him through. But you've got the raw talent of Adrian Lewis, like with Anderson and like with Van Gerwen, they can turn up and do anything.
Can you read much into the body language, Wayne?
Not right now, no, but I did like the fact that Adrian Lewis pointed out his son on the way down. It means he's relaxed and got a family there. It's great to have family in your camp. It's good settler already.
You've both been in Matchplay finals. What's the pressure like and the build-up to it?
Well, it's funny because you just get up there, you've been playing all week, and so you've been playing brilliantly all week, so you come into the final really confident. And both of these will be up there thinking that they're going to win it, there's no question. And I think Lewis, the way he's been playing this week, the last couple of months, I think he really is going to give Phil a game.
20 years of the Matchplay. John Gwynn is commentating for the last time for Sky Sports, has decided to hang up the microphone. As far as Dars goes anyway, it's been a great servant, hasn't he? A top man.
But he's a commentating genius. Along with Sid Waddell, one of the voice of darts, and never be forgotten, John. And I shall still see him knocking around racetracks somewhere, no doubt.
You'll hear him, that's for sure.
Yeah, lovely old fella, John. Known him for a long, long time when I was playing, and always been a gentleman of the game and a true ambassador, and loves the game of darts.
We wish you well, John Gwynn. What a match to go out on. Phil Taylor against Adrian Lewis. You're going to commentary to bring it home with John Gwynn later on, but kicking off the commentary, John Part and Rod Studd.
Thanks, Dave. A good evening from the Southland, John. 20 years of the match play, as you said. So many memories, but many of them the abiding ones. As Lewis hits the first maximum this match, are of Phil Taylor triumphs. The 9-darter in 2002 and the 13 titles, and Lewis will have to join a very exclusive club. Only 7 men in 2 decades of darting dominance have beaten Phil Taylor
91
in a major TV final, and I had the pleasure of sitting next to one of them, John. It's a tough club to join.
Thank you, Rod. Yeah, it's going to be a really hard job for Adrian to take this title.
130.
Phil does not like to lose finals, and he's proven that over the years. He wants to open this final, the 130 out, perhaps. Could be treble 18. No, so 12 or 20.
98.
Adrian well back. Did get fired up hitting that 180 though. He was very far behind. But he's got his scoring going, which is a good sign for Adrian.
32.
Double 16 then for the first leg of this final, where 18 are required, and Phil Taylor's won the opener in a mere 13 darts. An opening salvo that warns Adrian Lewis he will have to play his A game if he's to win.
85.
Well, certainly Adrian has proven himself to be resilient. He withstood, I'd say, 3 matches to get to the semis where his pace was challenged. He could never really get comfortable, but he still managed to throw the darts he needed in every
96.
case. And that's what impressed me the most this week about him, not even beating MVG. I think that pace suits him, and I think that we saw his real darts there.
140.
And sure, he was classy, and it was a great win, but I think just getting there was more class.
He really had to knuckle down in the quarterfinals to outlast Andy Hamilton 1917. Before that, Brendan Dolan was beaten 13-5 and Ronnie Hybrex 10-5 in the first round.
Phil looking to string 3 in here that'll leave him a finish. Try and challenge. Won't be able to do that now.
83.
And Adrian not on a finish, but 140 would certainly take care of that problem. Single 20.
140.
Really professional visit from Adrian Lewis. To leave tops after a dozen darts. Taylor won the first leg, remember, in 13. Lewis in with every chance of following suit.
Oh, a little something to think about for Adrian. It's double top. And he gave that no thought. He said, forget it, Phil. Not this time.
Terrific start. Exactly what we'd hoped for. Both players on song early on in the piece. Back-to-back 13 darters.
99.
Taylor has destroyed many of his opponents in the 13 finals before. You took him closer than anybody, John. You got to 16.
140.
It's just tough to stay with him, and you did that. You just couldn't quite reel him in.
Yeah. Well, I actually had him. Had him down 16-15, and he had a 160 out that kind of broke my back, I guess. But certainly was proud to be in that final.
174.
And in the final I had with Colin Lloyd. He was terrific too.
96.
13 World Match Play titles for Phil Taylor, and his win-loss ratio on this stage: 81 wins, 6 losses. This is brilliant.
140.
A great first start from Adrian. Wants another treble. Wow, that leaves 135. And that's nice to look at if he ever gets a chance. Phil will have another idea. Wants treble 20. Should go 18 for Bull or treble. It's one dart for Bull for 2-1. And dead center. Absolutely no ifs about that ball.
Dozen darts. Best leg of the match, 13, 13, 12. I want to talk about the possibility of another 9-darter tonight. The sponsors offering 12-1 against a 9-dart finish in this final. And the way the two protagonists have kicked off.
57.
Certainly scoring well enough, John.
Well, the ingredients are there for sure, and we know that. There's like a handful of guys now that you expect it wouldn't be an oddity if they hit one. But the numbers and the stats will disagree with that. His averages
81.
very healthy. I say only 3 legs, but still. That is a pace that they'll both be looking to maintain.
59.
They'll be, if they're having a glance at the side screens and they see their averages, which, that does happen. You can't happen to look at it. Then they'll be thinking, well, I want to keep it going longer. Who's going to be the first guy to crack?
136. Adrian Uruguay, 167.
They may have a little glance when they're playing well. You look away from that screen when you're playing badly. These two are not playing badly. Well, Taylor here, using these two big trebles to put a bit of pressure on that 87 of Adrian Lewis. He'll stay there, even though it's not perfect. Now he'll switch.
99. Adrian Uruguay, 87.
That's treble 17. 20 for Bull. Well, it's double 5. And it's in. Solid, no mistake. Good to see that there have been no opening nerves here at all.
John, has been outstanding so far, hasn't it? Neither player has missed a dart at double. They're both averaging 110 plus. And Lewis just dipping to 109, but
140.
why quibble about half a point or so? It's an absolutely breathtaking start, exactly what we'd hoped for.
140.
Yeah, Adrian was hoping for the 180. Keeping pace might not be any good in a match with finishing this good that's at this level so far. It really looks like as if the only breaks will come if on a big outshot like a 161 or something.
140.
They are relentless on the scoring, both of them, on their own throw especially.
Well, when the guy with the darts is going out in a dozen or fewer, it's difficult to break, John, isn't it? Half a slip.
54.
Well, here is a chance. He's making the most of it, Lewis, sitting up and begging for more trebles.
140.
Yeah, that puts the pressure on the Phil now. Kind of, he has to take out this 127 to hold his throw. So this is the most pressure he's been under so far. Needs the 20s first. Yes, a perfect dart. Treble 17. Leaves him the Bull to save his leg. Only a 25, so a big chance for Adrian.
81.
He should get at least a shot at the Bull. He's going to get more than that. 2 at double 12. Rotten bed, double 7 now. Well, Lewis thought it was in double 12. It's not. Reload and fire. Oh, what a dart. What a magnificent dart from Adrian Lewis. He's broken the Phil Taylor throw in the 5th leg of this match. It's been a sensational start, a blistering start to this World Matchplay final. And the underdog Lewis is in front. He leads the power, 3-2.
And it's going to be important for Adrian on this, starting this leg, to get a good start and hold the throw, because Phil is so good at breaking straight back if he does actually get broken.
Well, this is one way to go about holding your throw.
Oh, well, he knows the importance of this. He knows how aggressively Phil will come back here too. Would not be surprised at all if Phil gets one as well.
140.
Well, you were almost getting a new nickname of the clairvoyant Canadian there, John, but so near.
100.
And this turn will be the same approach for Phil, very deliberate. He wants to break back straight away. There's no doubt about it.
$96.
So just falling back slightly. Adrian winning this battle of wills in this leg. Going to be on a decent finish
100.
after 9.
Well, a ton is no good to him, so he's going to have to switch away.
98. Adrian, you require 121.
Well, treble 20 for double 18. Won't be able to do it. 76 for this start.
65. Phil, you require
Phil can
167.
hit these at will. Needs treble 20. Not willing it strongly enough this time.
93. Adrian, you require 56.
So really daylight here for Jackpot. 2 darts at tops. Double 10. Adrian Lewis is 4-2 up on the world champion. It's early. And it's exactly the start that Lewis was looking for.
Well, a great double 10. Didn't hesitate at all. Just right straight down after missing the 20 and into that double 10 with confidence. And he needed the confidence, because if he misses that double 10, it's Phil's chance to break straight back. I guess we could call that a poise of sorts.
140.
It's not easy at the pace Adrian throws to, with full confidence, switch down and hit that double. I mean, it's quite easy to pull it or something, and well, just a great job there.
140.
Well, it was 6 years yesterday that Phil Taylor last lost on this stage. 27th July 2007. Putting that into context, how long ago that was. Tony Blair had just resigned as Prime Minister and Australia's held the Ashes. Remember, Taylor started red hot 1-3. Lewis was 3-1 against. And now the bookmakers making Taylor only a fractional favourite.
60.
Well, it is still very early, and Phil's only down 1 break. Another thing in Phil's favor is if it does get level and it goes all the way, he will have the darts in the deciding leg.
139.
So these little fractional things add up. Put Phil still favorite.
If it does go all the way, John, we will have been served up an absolute treat.
So you require 62.
62 then for Phil Taylor. Treble 10 the first target. Choices either 20 or 12. It's 20, so double 16 for the power.
46.
Wow, an opportunity to power ahead with a 104 for another break. Still needs 18s, needs a treble. He has it, so double 16. Whoa.
72.
Phil couldn't look.
So you require 16.
Two 8s then for Phil Taylor, who missed by a fair odd distance on double 16. He hasn't missed there. And you wonder, an odd dart here or there, John, when you look back, maybe that near miss on double 16 for Lewis might be significant.
Well, Phil certainly knows he dodged a bullet there. When he got his second chance, though, he was very professional. No sign of nerves at all. Just
100.
put that double 8 to bed. And a little bit of a bad start here.
100.
Only 1 treble and 6 darts from Lewis. And Phil, although he only hit a ton his first turn, is thinking this is a good chance to break back.
$140.
Now he's got the edge by 81 minus these. And Taylor's effectively got the darts in this leg, even with that
96.
treble 19 from Lewis.
And just that slight distraction to Lewis's leg and this leg by missing that opportunity, and he knew as well as everybody else what that meant, and it just put him off his scoring on this leg. It's like a domino effect.
85.
No finish for Taylor. Oh, now then, looking for his third. Brilliant! And what a time to get it. He was second favourite in this leg for most of it, and now he's left himself a two-darter with his third max.
Yeah, he'll get it cracked, but still looking to leave a double. So there should be some pressure on this shot of Adrian now.
140. Adrian requires 66.
He's treble 10 for double 18. Well adjusted. The dart sort of slipped when he went up. They looked at the first dart at double 18. He took his time, which in this instance helped him. You know, he didn't throw away a dart. He made sure he got a good value on his throw, which he did by setting up a good marker.
Well, for years, Adrian Lewis couldn't beat Phil Taylor on the big TV stage. I remember him being absolutely butchered here at the Winter Gardens a few years ago, 17-3. Then he beat Taylor at the Grand Prix in Dublin in a semi-final, 5-4, October 2010. And that seemed to change his attitude against the power. He suddenly believed that he could beat him. So many players, John, have beaten before they got on the stage against Phil Taylor. I think Lewis has shed that tag now.
And it was the way Adrian did it. He came from behind, miraculously even, like just a fantastic comeback. So the depth of heart to do what he did against the man he did, he just, now he believes.
96.
Also beat Phil Taylor in a Premier League semi-final. Last win over the Power, April 2012 in the Premier
60.
League. Well, here's another chance for Lewis.
I'm not sure that did anything for him, really. He still, even with a treble of any kind, will not leave a finish.
102.
Now, he left 169, but he couldn't have left the finish with that last dart anyway, so that wasn't a counting mistake unless you count the second dart. And Phil, no mistake about that. He's left 32 from 203.
$135
To win the ninth leg in 13 darts, Phil Taylor eyeing up double 16.
Game shot on the ninth leg. Phil Taylor. Third leg is Adrian is first. Game on.
Good adjustment.
123.
Bit of relief there. Many times you start off your throw and you pull it into those ones, a single or a treble, and you can come back and just make that slight adjustment, get those two treble 20s. It's a huge difference in your whole leg.
134.
Well, important leg here. Lewis looking to go 6-4 at the break. Taylor looking to tie it at 5 each. Fantastic. Fabulous darts from Lewis.
If it wasn't for that first treble one on the wire, he'd be on a 9-darter. They've been all very close in that treble.
$81.
Well, to put the averages into context, which are 109, 110, the highest ever on this stage is 114.99. Taylor v Barry Bates. So you're watching some of the greatest darts ever thrown on the Winter Garden stage.
Yeah, and they're driving each other to the averages, and that's the beauty of it. Symbiotic relationship here.
139.
I think I remember that
77.
from somewhere. It's treble 19, double 10, double 5.
Game shot on the 10th leg.
You know, he's so free-flowing, misses by miles on the first dart at double 10, but no problem. Whip it up there, double 5, and he's 6-4 ahead, maintaining his margin of victory. The one break. And we'll be back because it's just getting interesting. Really, you look at it, almost identical averages, around 110. Phil should really win the session, 3-2. And it would be a major thing for Adrian, like you say, go ahead 9-6, or even 10-5.
10 legs played, 9 of them
60.
won in 15 darts or fewer. Taylor with a woeful leg of 16, spoiling the pattern. We've seen 3 dozen darters. Looks like we might see another.
139.
Not much to look at here for Adrian. Phil can relax a bit. Don't want to ever relax too much though, because then you lose your focus.
99.
Sort of a darts rope-a-dope kind of effect, if you will. You get so far behind the guy, his game goes off.
134. Phil Repart 123.
But will this be as easy as 1, 2, 3 for the champ? Well, he won't go for the ball even if he hits the treble. He wouldn't have thought so anyway.
55.
Well, you're right, John. He's rather limped towards the finishing line in this leg, Phil Taylor, hasn't he?
Well, yeah, and in one big score, not this time, but a 180 next time would leave a double from Adrian. So Phil does want to get this out. He doesn't want to be faced with having to do it because Adrian's just left a double. 16 for double 16. And double 16. Well,
52.
Okay. Double 8 left. He's hit that earlier. But this is Adrian's chance to sort of shake him up a bit.
Well, Phil Taylor was a bit edgy on double 16 last night. Only 3 in 9 attempts in the semi. Here he wants double 8. No bother. And he closes the gap to a solitary leg once more.
Yeah, he's like double 8 so far. Especially when he approaches the board with that left. Nice solid open from Adrian. He won't think much of that last leg he played. He won't be bothered at all. Just write it off. That's what you have to do. You don't have to win all the legs to be the champ. Just more legs.
139.
Crucial last start. Remember, you can contact us at Sky Sports Darts on Twitter. The 3 wise men there. Look a bit stern on that, John.
137.
Well, probably someone asked me how to take something out. I don't know. I get confused easily. No confusion for Adrian with those 3 darts. And he really reasserted himself in this leg because Phil was threatening for a break. Adrian still might have to take out the 101. And Phil knows it. He's pressing hard.
95. Adrian Urapal 101.
We haven't seen a 3-figure outshot yet. Double 16.
69.
Well, this is a good finish, John, isn't it? For a pro. 130. Chance to break back.
Yeah, it's Shanghai with a little extra special. Go for the bull instead of the tops. But he'd prefer to get 2 treble 20s for double 5. He's got 1 of them. He's got 2 of them, so it's double 5 to level things. Yes, perfect execution. And Adrian left, but to say good shot and realize it's now a new game, a new match.
1 dart miss by Lewis, a double. Taylor takes out 130, the biggest checkout in the final so far. And this is now becoming a World Match Play Classic. 6 each. The power with the darts. The power with the power.
Well, a huge amount of momentum going with Phil now.
140.
Adrian just trying to hang on. Sarcastic crowd here. Offering up booze, but they expect so much of Phil. You have to figure a lot of our audience has made a little wager on the 9-dart game at tonight.
100.
They've been listening to Wayne all week, and they're convinced.
I keep listening to Wayne, they'll go skin. Don't worry about that, John. He's in again, in the red bit. And again, it could be 2 maximums in the same leg.
140.
Well, even that puts him in pole position to regain the lead. He hasn't had the lead since he led 2-1, Taylor.
40. Phil in the power 123.
He'll go for treble 19 first, but he might not end up going for bull if he leaves it. Yes, so 66 for this dart. Could go for bull, treble 10. We'll see what he does. It is a bull, so it's that double 8. He's been liking it. Another big finish. 130 last leg, 123 this leg. Phil is on fire.
Oh, he has ignited all right. Trailed 6-5. And the next 2 legs, he's crashed in 3-figure finishes, 130, 123 to shake Lewis.
And only a 60 open from Lewis here, and this is as close as to a must-win leg as we've had in this match so far, and that's for Adrian's side of things. So that's 7 out of 10 on doubles for Phil Taylor. Just an awesome percentage. Well, I remember back in the World Championship final in 2001, he had a 73% against me, and I won 2 legs. So that's what it does to your opponent when you finish that well.
Yeah, forget that one, John. Just remember 2003. Remember, the averages were pretty much identical, both at 110. Taylor's modus operandi has always been, I can
46.
carry on like this till they turn the lights off if you like. And so often his opponent can't keep matching it, John, and Lewis has hit a dip here, hasn't he?
Well, yeah, it's a very big leg for him if he could stand up and hold his throw. Phil, on course, won't leave a finish now.
140.
A bit of a mental let-off maybe there, because Adrian just has a chance to finish in 6 darts, 270, and he's making that chance get bigger all the time. Down to 90, it's huge. Phil will deeply regret not thinking that last couple of darts through and leaving a finish.
Well, there's no question it is the weakest part of his game, the counting. So often we see him lead 162, 166, 165.
I'm not even sure if it's weakness or arrogance. He just believes he can do what he wants. And it's 65-15. It's a bull.
65.
Just clicked the other flight and hit the 25. Hard to say what would have happened there. But now for the break. 17 for double top. Double top. It wouldn't be rushed, but it's there, and it's an 8-6 lead. Everything's just turned on its head. 4 consecutive legs for Taylor. And he has the throw.
Taylor is not interested in some small talk about what they're going to have for something to eat at the end of the match, or where the post-match celebration party is going to be. Taylor's just interested in ensuring he wins. When we talked, John, when they started this session, it was important for Phil Taylor because he could go 9-6 down or 10-5 down. It's Lewis now who could go 9-6 down.
Well, yeah, and probably, you know, it's fair to say Phil knew that, but Adrian probably felt too comfortable, too relaxed with the things, and didn't sense the oncoming rush by Phil Taylor. Perhaps he should have. Should have been ready to put out the fire.
100.
Well, Phil Taylor started this session averaging 111.17. He's now averaging more than that. So that's how well he's played in this session. He's upped it. He's cranked up the power in this session. Lewis has dropped down by 5 or 6 points.
Well, yeah, he hasn't had any scoring really to speak of. He had 180 or two, but the average scoring has been a lot of no triple turns there, or no treble turns, as he'd prefer me to say.
This is magnificent from Taylor. This is darts of a 16-time world champion and 13 times world match play champion. He's in danger of blowing Lewis away. Looking for a 11-dart leg. Double 12 to clean up this leg in the 11 darts. In a dozen then for double 6.
69.
Well, if you are going to miss, that's not a bad time because he knows he'll be back.
And Adrian, he's going to have a lot of thinking to do at this coming break.
100.
A ton and nothing to write home about. I mean, is it possible, as well as Phil's throwing, is it even possible for him to miss this double 6? I don't think so. And he's got it. And he went all 5 legs in the session to surge into a 9-6 lead. And he is looking all favorite now. We'll be back to see if Adrian Lewis has any answer whatsoever, because he needs it now.
We saw there the Taylor surge. We've seen over the years the Barney surge, the Taylor surge. The great players have these 5 legs in a row. You know, Lewis is capable of one as well. What Adrian Lewis has to remind himself of now, Wayne, is that although he's 3 legs down, he's only 1 breakdown. When Taylor was 1 breakdown, because he started with the throw, he was always 1 behind. So Lewis mustn't panic. He's 3 legs down, but only 1 break and throw down. But what a session that was for Taylor.
123.
Session indeed. Averaging 111. Adrian Lewis 104. And I'm looking forward personally to a Gwynny surge.
Well, it's the darts that do the talking, really, isn't it? We just try and describe it, get excited, and perhaps on occasion not so excited.
121.
But it's not very difficult to get excited when players of this calibre are up there on this famous stage.
He's in again.
180.
Well, that's his 5th. Remarkable. In that,
140.
Lewis is winning on that particular score, and you might expect that. Adrian Lewis, big 180 hitter. Taylor often comes down to 19s and hits a 170 something.
Leave double 2, Phil. Hit another one, man.
136. Adrian require 170.
He's hitting this man with everything. This has got to go. He will be in big trouble if he doesn't.
77.
Super effort.
Yeah, those are the ones that were going in against Michael van Gerwen last night. The vital double top he hit so many times, and yet tonight when he really needed it, because you just have the feeling that it's 6 legs in a row, another break, and that one will hurt more than any, I think, Wayne, because now it is proper daylight between them.
Game on.
And Adrian knows it as well. And Taylor been in this situation so many times. Many a player has held Phil in a match play final to about halfway, and then he seems to just run riot. But on this, in this particular game, he's running right early, John.
Yes.
99.
I was only saying the other night about games that Taylor's played in, particularly in the match play here, where players have gone with him as Lewis gets his 7th 180, where players have gone with him for so far, and then they've not been able to cope with that surge that he's capable of putting on. Alan Warriner, the great final of 2000, brilliant first 10 legs,
100.
scared, and then suddenly he went away. And here in the semi, the following year, we saw Taylor do it against our old friend
99.
Martin Adams. A brilliant game till halfway through, then suddenly the surge, and away went the power. He's so apt at doing that.
He is indeed. But Lewis is having a surge in this leg of his own. One you feel is a must-win for him. Maybe 3 behind. It's number 5. Got to go back and does.
98.
Great last start.
I think a pivotal moment in this game was the 12th leg, where Taylor got the break back that he was searching for with that 130 finish. Treble 20, treble 20, double 5, and then he held his throw the next
60.
leg with that treble 19, pulled double 8 on the 1, 2, 3, and he's not looked back since those 2 legs. This is brilliant though, too!
122.
From Lewis. My. Almost caught unawares then, Wayne.
He just fancied it, didn't he? Will be made to pay. Single 17 leaves tops.
102.
Not the easiest double on the world. Ideally, you want to put one there, then in, then in, then in.
It's on the 17th leg.
Well,
Adrian Lewis.
I know we like all the big finishes, but that was one heck of a dart. He could not afford to miss, and it's a break back for Lewis. The biggest finish in one
100.
sense that you could imagine, in the sense of its importance, Wayne.
Correct. 2.
Yes, 2. Dicky-doo, number 2.
What Adrian has to do is hold. Stem the tide. Field 1, 6 legs running. That has now been stopped.
100.
14 140s apiece. Scoring from these two has been quite phenomenal. Phil Taylor
100.
hasn't relented since the very, very start.
Yeah. Lost the first session 3-2 with throw. Lewis throwing loosely now, lively now, and sensing that he can get back in this contest well and truly. And lost the second session 3-2, Taylor, but that 5 in a row in the third session as he bangs it in 6 maximum, 14 in the match so far.
Adrian Lewis, only 1-2-1, decided to go the ball route. Phil Taylor will go for treble 20. Same shot, different way to go. Treble 11. That leaves the ball. Adrian Lewis missed the 1-2-1 finish.
96.
So did Taylor.
16.
I prefer Taylor's way, I've got to say, than that of Lewis, but anyway, he's got to double 8, double 4, big dart as big as the double 1 before it, and again with the third dart in the green bit again, on a different part of the board. That's brought a smile to his face, and didn't Taylor look ponderous?
I'll tell you what was interesting, John, was the fact that there was no celebration on the double 8, the double 4. It was the fact that he expected it to go in. There was no relief, was there? It was thrown by a confident man.
That's been the feature of his game during the course of these 8 days. 180 for the 9th time from Lewis. Suddenly found that magic formula again.
This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. The standard.
141.
I think the quarterfinals, semi-finals and final,
60.
I doubt whether if you go through the pages of history you'll see the consistency of quality that we've seen this year. I'm sure there has been, but you only have to look at that. This is a quite remarkable final. Quite remarkable.
140.
A super leg from Phil Taylor. Adrian Lewis kicked off this leg with a 180.
140.
He's trailing in Phil Taylor's wake. 60 double 10. Sounds so simple, and to be honest, they're making it look quite simple. Tops for a 3-leg lead. Of course it was going in.
Phil Taylor.
Phil Taylor, 65%
first. Game on.
check out. And scoring the way he is, it equates to 112 average.
140.
But Lewis, he's not faltering. Lewis is in there. He's in there for the long haul here.
You're right, Wayne. Just that one breaker throw down. We've had 5 in the game. 3 to Taylor, 2 to Lewis. And as long as that's the case, it's still very much game
135.
on. Chip away, Lewis. Try and get one more break back and get this game back on an even keel. Easier said than done, of course, against the power in his pomp.
Well, the way Adrian plays, you just feel that he can break at any time, don't you? The 140s, 180s, he keeps rattling in. You just think there's a 9 darter possibly round the corner, a 10 and 11 most definitely.
137.
I think he preferred 2 10-darters on the trot to a 9-darter and a 15-darter, say, wouldn't you?
4 180s in 4 legs for Adrian Lewis.
7, 8, 9 and 10 have come respectively in each of the last 4 legs. Well spotted, Wayne, and 10 in all is, well,
84.
Lewis S.
Adrian require 85.
Treble 15. Single 20 for bullseye.
39.
Leaves 46, maybe
So we
no
require
harm done.
145.
But I certainly want to give Phil Taylor too many shots at these kind of finishes.
Which is why he went for the bull, isn't it? Now then, 85 left. He does like that for double 14. Oh, this is gonna be
131.
so close to a
Adrian
remarkable,
require
amazing,
46.
superb finish. But Lewis to clean up and make it 11-9.
What a
On
dart.
the 20th leg. Adrian Lewis.
Having fun on that stage is Adrian Lewis. He's relaxed. Phil Taylor, that's normally a tell fighting his flights, but I don't think he's under pressure. These two are playing too well, and there's a lot of respect up there. Adrian Lewis trails Phil Taylor 9-11. Can he become champ? Never played in a match play final before.
The 20th, and it's as good as any we've seen, for sure. Taylor 11, Lewis 9. But that last session, Wayne, absolutely vital that Lewis won it. He had the throw, lost the first leg, so things didn't look good. But then he won 3 legs, and each one of those legs was won with double 1, double 4, and double 20, and on each occasion with the 3rd dart. That shows that he is not feeling any sort of pressure in a way, doesn't it?
It does. He's under pressure, but as you say, just
100.
not showing it. When you've got a last dart in your hand and it really has to go in, and you are under pressure, you falter. He's not faltering. 5 legs running now. Adrian Lewis has hit a 180.
Yeah. It's a big slice out of 501 is 180.
127.
Well, I've kept
And
on about the
against
9
the
darter.
see it, hasn't he?
Kept on about the 9. It's not happened as yet.
134.
And time's running out, I've got to say. Come on, one of you.
I think you might have had a bob or 2 on it, pal.
Don't gamble, John.
I don't drink, so there we are. He smells, he senses, Lewis, that this is a big leg for him. After 9 darts, 16 left, 180, 134. And that particular visit leaving him on 16. What a way to get that second breaker throw, Wayne.
98.
Well, just before that break, John, we said that maybe he could break in 9, 10, 11, didn't we? This is for a 10, now this is for an 11. And he gets it. We are now back on throw. Phil Taylor
Game on.
won 6 legs running. From 6-4 down, he pummeled Adrian Lewis with everything. 6 legs running, a 180. This is why Adrian Lewis is pure box office. All of a sudden, he hits everything he's going for. And Phil Taylor at the moment can do zilch about it. Phil Taylor's average has not dropped. Adrian Lewis's average is going through the roof. It was 104, now it's 107.
Yes, he did it in the middle of the game to a slightly lesser extent against
140.
Andy Hamilton. Brilliant average. Against Michael van Gerwen, I should say, last night. And in his previous game against Andy Hamilton, Lewis had to put it together towards the final stages, and how he did that as well, with a flurry of 180s. So we know that it's in his game. And at the moment, he's in the middle of a purple
59.
patch. Well, I don't know whether he's in the middle of it, because obviously the rest of it hasn't come yet, but he's certainly enjoying himself at the moment.
Adrian said in his pre-match interview, if I play my best, I win. Adrian, I believe you.
74.
What a shot from Taylor.
122.
Puts the young Stokey under pressure. Treble 18. He will stay there till he's 32. 68. Not a great setup either.
191.
Well, expect bull or 25. Oh, well, that's unusual. 90 left, though. Now that's a let-off for Lewis. Taylor's annoyed with himself. It's the first dart that was the wrong one, wasn't it, Wayne?
Yeah, really
75.
disappointed.
Adrian requires 68.
See the deep breath. Knows how important this is. Treble 20 now. I don't get why Adrian Lewis, I really don't get why Adrian Lewis went for the single 8. Why would you go for a single 8 when the double you want, or the double you've left obscured? He's darted himself and he goes for the single 8. Why not go 16, double 16?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Double 4. Wow, Lewis did it 2 legs ago, hit the double 4 third dart. So having broken with an 11 dart leg, Lewis immediately broken back, and yes, a little bit of carelessness, lack of thought going into that particular shot.
You see him, John, the minute he hit the 8, he was moving over anyway. He knew he was going to have to do it. For someone that is as good as Adrian and is as fluent, you do not want to stop and move.
Yeah, I think he's lured in to hit that double top, whatever, because of the way he's been hitting it in the last 2 or 3 nights. And now it's affecting his game beyond that leg.
That 30 was off the back of missing the 68.
Yeah.
And of course, Phil Taylor was there
96.
to clean up. That's what he does. If you make a mistake, he punishes you. For the last 5, 6 legs, Adrian Lewis has punished every single mistake Phil Taylor has made. That is now 7 legs running with a 180 from Adrian Lewis. He must be sick and tired, Phil Taylor, of hearing the call 180.
140.
Yes, but of those 6 180s he's hit prior to that 13th a moment ago, he's only won 3 of those 6 legs. So
140.
not really capitalising to the extent he might have done. $51 left.
125.
Brilliant.
Adrian requires 151.
I wonder. 60.
59. Phil, require 40.
For a 3-leg lead. To move within 5 legs
Gives on the 23rd
of
leg.
a 14 and 6
24th leg is Adrian
consecutive
to throw first.
match play title. Ludicrous numbers, John.
Yes,
140.
they are. Stuart Pike mentioned at the early part of the week that this is Taylor's second home. I suppose his first home really is the World Championship venue, a la Lakeside Circus Tavern and Ali Pali.
174.
But he loves Blackpool, doesn't he? All his titles here, his world titles shared around various venues. And that's why Lewis can never be written off. Superb opening from Taylor. Brilliant, brilliant one from Lewis too.
One of the best matches I've ever witnessed. The quality, the sheer quality of it all
100.
is quite astounding. Adrian Lewis could not have played better than this many times, and neither has Phil Taylor.
No, it reminds me of that 2007
96.
Taylor-Barney World Final, where Barney got off to a slow start and then hit 180 after 180 after 180. It was raining 180s on that occasion. I think he finished with 21 in the match, and of course we all know that it was a remarkable, amazing end. And this game reminds me of that in that
140.
sense, in terms of the
Aging required
quality.
85.
You feel that this must go. Takes his time to move within 2 legs.
49.
Well,
Failure required
maybe
87.
the pressure is telling now. He wasn't showing it, but that showed a sign of tightness.
Yes, I think that following that leg, 51 scored, 36 left. That is a brilliant marker. And see how he used it.
Phil Taylor.
Acted as a perfect
25th leg is
buffer.
Phil to throw
If
first.
ever you saw a player hurt, then there
Game
he
on.
is.
Adrian looking up, having a chat with the darting deity. May not get any help from this man. In again. Very rarely in this match have we seen Phil Taylor
134.
kick off a leg with a bad, or call it a mediocre shot. It's all been sublime. 1-16.
97.
Phil Taylor, 7-1. Adrian Lewis. Would you have a punt on any of those, John? You've had your odd bet in your time.
Yes,
Be honest.
I'd have 16 shillings on Taylor.
80 pence, huh?
I'd win a bob. Sorry, you
99.
you don't know what I'm talking about, but I suppose that's been the case for the last 20 years, Wayne.
I'm not agreeing.
140.
Brilliant visit again. Both players scored 21 140s. Just the 20 maximums. Amazing.
134.
Yeah, I wonder if that's some kind of record, you know, between the 17th and 24th legs. You've mentioned it each time, respectively.
100.
Lewis has hit
Failure
a
required
180.
134.
That's 8 180s in as many legs, one by one. That's got to be some sort of record, I should think. And he's only won 4 of those 8 legs. He's lost the last 3.
Well, shockingly, Adrian Lewis has not hit a 180 in this leg. It's just not good enough, Adrian. You've got to liven up, man.
I think he'd settle for a 164 finish,
84.
don't you?
Adrian
I think he might have to
164.
get it, Wayne. That's how important it is now. Got the first part of it. Got the second part of it. Oh, that would have
139.
brought the house down.
Failure required 50.
Upset just a little bit of rhythm in Phil, because you're thinking, oh, don't get it. Well, he wants tops.
Gives on the
Now
25th
there's
leg.
daylight.
Phil Taylor.
Now there is real daylight. Adrian Lewis is in trouble, and Taylor knows it. 5 legs clear, averaging 112. Lewis is in trouble.
Yet another match play title, Phil Taylor. It's going to take a momentous effort from Adrian Lewis to pull this one round. We know he's capable, but Taylor at the moment doesn't look like letting him in. And Wayne, a brilliant 11-darter in the opening of that last session from Lewis to win against the throw and put himself back in contention. But then the next leg, disaster on that 68, and really the only dart he's entered a double since was the bull at the end of a 164 attempt.
Yeah, there's a couple of reasons why Adrian is 5 legs down, and one of them is that obviously missing that 68.
26
Just
leg, it's
going
Adrian
a
throw first.
smidgen,
Game on.
a real smidgen off the boil, and the fact that Phil Taylor is doing nothing wrong. He's not giving
85.
Adrian any breathing space at all.
And of course that's been a feature of his career, Phil Taylor, his sheer consistency and his ruthlessness, and there is a quiet ruthlessness about him. You could say that of all great champions. They just carry on, and that inner steel that they possess sometimes pulls them through. And yet 180. Are we going to get another one now?
The best final in darting history, in my opinion. The standard is the best ever. Phil Taylor is 6 darts into a 9 darter. He wants 147.
And if he fails, Adrian Lewis will want 56 for the leg. It's unbelievable, this. On a 9 darter, and yet, admittedly against the throw, he looks likely to lose.
57.
In this leg alone,
Adrian required 56.
we have witnessed 3 180s and a 174. In this leg alone.
46.
Could be beginning of the end for Adrian Lewis. Looked more rattled on that shot than I've seen him throughout the whole final.
And indeed, you could say the tournament. Oh, double 15. Just a touch over there. No.
60.
Well.
Adrian required 10.
Life in Lewis yet.
Gives on the 26th leg.
Come on from Adrian Lewis.
27 leg, it's Phil to throw
Massively
first.
important leg,
Game on.
as they all are now. Phil Taylor, 6 darts into a 9. And he had 6 darts, John, to finish 147. Could not do so. You see it in snooker a few times, but
86.
not on the board tonight.
That's right, Wayne.
140.
140 for Lewis. He's got to somehow at least win this session 4-1 against the throw. Now, with throw, admittedly, but it means he's got to get 1 break back and hold his throw.
140.
Still possible then, but anything less than that, I think it's curtains.
The Adrian Lewis action
140.
with them to withstand what Phil Taylor has thrown at him. His throw is immaculate. It's great to see Adrian play with this confidence and zest.
59.
You mentioned about this being the greatest final in your book. I think the one thing that it lacks that doesn't make it in mine
I was aiming at the standard.
Yeah,
I was really going at
the standard.
The standard,
Yes,
definitely.
112, 106. I can't argue with that. But I think Lewis has got to put 3 or 4 legs together here and take this
100.
game way, way beyond
Adrian required 161.
where it looks like going for. We can say it's up with the Barney Taylor one of 2007
137.
World Championship, of course.
Adrian required
Martin
116.
Taylor 2003, Painter and Taylor 2004, all at the Circus Tavern.
Oh, this would be a punch.
98. Adrian
Would
required
have
24.
nigh on knocked Lewis out. Double 12 for another leg. Now he has the throw. Now he might start believing again.
Yeah, that's the break that he wants. Now, I mentioned he's got to win the session by at least 4-1. I think he can win the session 4-1 with that break.
60.
But that's not the most brilliant of opening gambits. the most wanted of opening gambits, and Taylor senses he can step in here with
96.
96. So maybe Lewis just let off a little, but he needs that treble 20 bet. Oh, that's unlucky. That's unlucky. And this
35.
leg's going all wrong for him. Only 95 in 2 visits.
Adrian Lewis's worst leg of the match, just when he needed something special to move within 2 legs. Phil Taylor.
86.
A bit let off there. A 180. Doesn't like the light. Look at that.
80.
Moves to the right, John, where all the room was to the left. For one reason, they were markers. He aimed at the buffer. He wasn't even looking at the treble 20. He was looking at the darts in the treble 20.
100.
Yes, and that's what makes him special. We're seeing something of a surge now from him, although 8 consecutive 180s is hardly anything but
99.
a surge. Although he came off even Stevens with Taylor whilst he was getting them. This time, though, it looks as though he might. And when Taylor's all around, it's a mighty big might. Have a go at the double, Lewis.
136.
It's 16 180s against Michael Van Gerwen. Now it's 17. But these are the shots that have got to go. Treble 19 for Ball. Oh my word! We are seeing a man who believes he can win. Taylor bites his flights. John, it's his tail. It's his tail. He's panicking.
Well, all you can say is that Lewis has some quality that maybe at times in the past we haven't always recognised, and that is steadfastness, the ability to hang on in there and then suddenly hit back.
96.
And the way he's done it in the last 3 legs, 2 180s in leg 26 to win with throw, then against the throw, and then there to hold his throw with a 1-2-7 full finish. Unbelievable, unbelievable, I suppose.
Not the greatest of starts from both players. Phil only 96, got let off.
140.
And makes the most of being let off. There's only one Phil Taylor is the cry from this appreciative, knowledgeable Winter Gardens crowd. They absolutely love this sport.
96.
Yes, throughout this tournament they have been absolutely fantastic, the crowd here.
100.
They've gone along with the players, they've enjoyed themselves, they've had fantastic fare to watch, and very much a part of this Blackpool festivity. Without them, it just wouldn't be the same.
Now the cry of Adrian Lewis. Oh, they're a fickle lot. They're competing. The players are competing, the crowd are competing. Brilliant setup by Phil Taylor. He will be under pressure. 24 left possibly. Why did I say possibly? Adrian Lewis pushing 107 average. Phil Taylor 111. The standard is the best. It really is.
Can't argue with it, definitely is. The last time Lewis won in 24, Taylor missed a double. And Lewis stepped in and got the 24-second dart. Now for 15-14 and another break and throw. And Phil Taylor's demeanour tells you that he is beginning to get concerned. Double 6, third dart, let him down this time.
But John, Phil Taylor threw the last dart away, in my opinion, to bust it, and hit a 7 to leave double 1. Surely he'd have wanted to come back for 36, but no, he's got to go for the little green bit at the top and gets it. Adrian Lewis has let the power off.
Well, Well spotted, Wayne. The throwaway dart went in 7. For double 1, I was concentrating on Lewis's double 12. But what a dart that from Taylor. It was akin to the double 1 of Lewis way back when, 17th leg.
One of the biggest finishes of the match.
45.
Slightly rattled, got to say. Both of them
60.
got to that point where a mistake could mean the difference between winning or losing.
Just when it looked as though Lewis was going to come back right into the game. There's still work for him to do, but
140.
he's capable, isn't he? If he wins this leg, he wins the session 4-1. I said that's the minimum he had to do in order to give himself some hope. Turn 15-10 into 16-14.
140.
140, 180 needed.
100.
Is that enough?
Failure required
Is
136.
that enough? You would expect Phil Taylor to either take this out now or leave a double. Is he going to take this out? What a heartbreaker.
There's your answer, Wayne. Phil Taylor against the darts produces a 136 finish. And that particular little flurry has taken him now within one leg of yet another title here in Blackpool. 13 at the moment, 14 coming up. You know, when you think 16 World Championships, 14 World Match Plays, or at least on the verge of that, 30 of the 2 greatest contests in the world.
81.
Absolutely amazing. Taylor's will to win is the most amazing thing. But you alluded to it earlier, John. These great sportsmen, they have something that mere mortals do not have. Forget about the ability, it's something ingrained in them that makes them wring out every ounce of what they can.
And one thing I will say for Lewis, and obviously, like you, I've seen him since he came on the scene,
98.
first came on the scene, got the jackpot nickname, we all know that story. He himself is developing and maturing into the kind of player that Phil Taylor has become. Phil Taylor won his first world title at the age of 29. Adrian Lewis is currently 28. And what I've seen of Lewis this week, as 180s are going in for full down from both players, and what I've seen of Lewis this week, particularly in the last 3 games, Wayne, tells me that he has...
This is now making me laugh. This is absolutely ridiculous. Can he wrap this up with a 1-4-2 finish? You just kind of felt he deserved to wrap it up there, John.
He has, this lad, the potential to become the next Phil Taylor. It ain't going to be tonight, though, as Taylor looks at tops for yet another title in the World Matchplay. Philip the Power Taylor does it again. The master of all masters is for 14 times World Matchplay champ.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the runner-up receiving the trophy and £50,000. It's jackpot, Adrian Lewis. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the winner, receiving the magnificent trophy, £100,000 in prize money. But most important of all, the title of BetVictor World Matchplay Champion 2013. And ladies and gentlemen, for the very first time in history, the full